So welcome back to some more Pokemon SoulSilver, where last time we talked about all of the potential rematches we could have with gym leaders, and potential trades at that matter, along with a rematch of Joey, because why wouldn't I take a rematch with Joey? And this time, we are talking more about random things that I never got to talk about during the main journey and the post-game journey and the post-game journey. This game's too big. Pokéathlon! While new events have been added, there are a lot of new purchasable rewards once the national dex has been obtained. We could have done this a long time ago. So, starting off on Mondays, which today is a Monday, you can see the apricorns are still here. Moo Moo Milk, all that jazz. There's another page. Yes, we have more things to buy. So, on Mondays, new items such as the King's Rock for 3,000 will be here, Sunstone, Waterstone, and the new additions of Shiny Stone and Dusk Stones. So, that one Shiny Stone we got a long time ago, you could have gotten this earlier through Pokéathlon, but freaking 3,000, dear God. If you really care that much about Togetic, here you go. On Tuesdays, you can buy a Metal Coat for 2,500 points, a Waterstone, Leaf Stone, a Waterstone and Leaf Stone for 2,500, and a Dusk and Dawn Stone for 3,000. Again, very obscure stones, and it's a lot easier to actually get, well, stones now that we're in the post-game. On Wednesdays, this is a really important one, you can buy a Dragon Scale for 2,500 points. This is very important because this allows you to evolve Seadra into Kingdra. Otherwise, you have to hope that a Horsey or a Seadra is holding one when you catch it. Or if you save that one all the way from Dragon's Den. I think it's Dragon... It's either... Or no, that was the Dragon Claw. I think it's in Mount Mortar. I can't remember which location. Anyways. Another 2,500 item is a Thunderstone. The Moonstone, Shiny Stone, and Dawn Stone will also be available for 3,000 points each. Thursdays, you'll be able to get the King's Rock for 3,000, a Fire and Leaf Stone for 2,500, and a Shiny Stone and a Dusk Stone for 3,000. On Fridays, you could buy a Dragon Scale, once again, for 2,500. Same thing with the Water Stone. And the Sun Dusk... I have Dusk Stone labeled twice in here. I'm going to delete that real quick. You can buy the Sunstone, Dusk Stone, and Dawn Stone for 3,000 points each. On Saturdays, you can buy Metal Coat for 2,500, Thunderstone for 2,500 as well, and the Shiny Dusk and Dawn for 3,000 each. And on Sundays, you can buy a Nugget for 500, which I don't think that's new, but it's there. Along with that, you can buy a Sun, Shiny, and Dawn Stone for 3,000 and a Firestone for 2,500. Like I said, nothing really changed. Price is calling me? Hi. Just like one of my children. No, you're more like one of my grandchildren. There's such an age difference between myself and the trainers to defeat me nowadays. But you know, the strange thing is that when I lose, I don't feel disappointed. I just feel happy. Just happy that such talented trainers have come to see me. I just want to talk to someone about that, so I called you. That's all. You make me like you more. You're like a caring granddad. You're awesome. I used to not really care for price, but whatever. Now that the Pokéathlon Dome is pretty much done, there's nothing to ever talk about with that place ever again. Let's go into a little bit more scenic route over in the bug catching contest stuff, because, oh boy, National Park has changed drastically thanks to the National Dex. First of all, for the first place prize for the bug catching contest, now that you have the National Dex, you could have done this a long time ago, all of the evolutionary stones are now added to the first place prize. So if you don't want to wait on specific days, you can wait on even more specific days to get the bug catching prize stuff. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking about that with the Pokéathlon existing, but hey, it's there. Along with this, new Pokemon entirely show up after getting the National Dex. And bear with me, there's a lot, and a lot of them are bug types. So, on Thursdays, we have, during the bug catching contest, starting with Wurmple. It sucks. It's just a really bad bug type. I guess it's like Weedle, but Weedle's better than this thing. I guess the nice thing is that it can randomly evolve into Silcoon and Cascoon, and don't get on me about that. I will refer to that one video explaining the whole Cascoon, Silcoon evolutionary thing. It is basically random for Wurmple. But the whole evolutionary line for both of them just sucks. I guess it has the nice ability of Shield Dust, but the novelty of having a Wurmple just is more of a novelty. By extension, you can get Silcoon. Kind of the same thing as I said with Wurmple. At least it evolves into an okay bug type relatively soon. It evolves at level 10. Along with that, it has a nice ability of Shed Skin. It's kind of just the awkward evolution, just like Kakuna and Metapod are. And you can get Dustox. Why here when you can get Silcoon and not Cascoon? I don't get it. Despite its decent typing, it just sucks. Now, Dustox does have its uses. It is a bug poison type, which is a pretty good typing, but why use that when you have Beedrill existing, or why even use a bug type besides Heracross or Pinsir at all, or Scizor for that matter? And especially this late in the game, it's just kind of here. Now for some random ones, Nincada. It's a weirdly unique Pokemon. It's tanky for now, but it has the ability to grant 2 Pokemon upon its evolution, which is really cool. It can evolve into the stupidly fast Ninjask and the hard-to-kill Shedinja. Shedinja is awesome because it can only be hit by weakness moves. Otherwise, it's immune to everything else thanks to its ability. So, if you want some cool Pokemon, I'd recommend it. It has a pretty decent ability as well, and hey, it's got good evolutions. What can I say? They're good for competitive battling. Now for a pretty good rock band, Volbeat. And yes, it's an actual Pokemon. It doesn't do anything special besides, for some reason, learning the exclusive move of Manaphy's Tail Glow, weirdly. Otherwise, it's just not good. It has no good strategies to associate with it. And one of its abilities just straight up sucks because Illuminate is a horrible ability. Unless if you're shiny hunting, I guess. Kricketot! God, no. It's a pure bug type that only has the good move of Bide. It's a very gimmicky bug type and it just sucks. It has a funny cry, I guess, but yeah, why no? By extension of Kricketot, you have Kricketune. Besides having one of the best cries in all of Pokemon history, no, please God, no. It just doesn't do anything. It's not as bad as Paris, mind you, but still, it just doesn't do anything. Its biggest thing is Bide, which takes 3 turns to even land. It's stupid. And the last one is Combee, yet another horrible bug type. I will recommend immediately that if you're getting this, make sure it's female so you can evolve it into Vespiquen. Male Combees cannot evolve, and Vespiquen's actually pretty good. It has its unique moves of attack and defend order. It is weirdly tanky for what it is. And the nice thing with Combee is that it does have the ability of Honey Gather, which can make it hold honey at the end of the fight. Pointless in this game, but hey, if you're trying to grind honey, you can always send it over to Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum, I guess. As for Saturday encounters, you can get Silcoon's alternate of Cascoon. It's pretty much just a similar thing. It's literally just a Silcoon. It's the same thing. Nothing really to say much here. It's an awkward mid-stage evolutionary bug type. That's all I can say. By extension, you get Beautifly. While it has good special attack, there are just better bug types in general. Well, better Pokemon in general. It's kind of just a budget Butterfree in my opinion. I guess it's nice if you like its design, but again, all these Pokemon are mostly just there for novelty at this point in the game. Beautifly is not going to be doing any favors for you. And lastly, we got Illumise, the counterpart to Volbeat, and I refuse to call it Illumise. Illumise sounds cool. It's not much better than Volbeat. It technically is a better Volbeat, stat-wise, and I guess it has the nice ability of Tinted Lens, but there are much better bug types than this. Just get a better bug type. Again, it's here for novelty if you want it. And that's all the encounters for the newer bug catching contests. And we have a bunch of time still left. I was expecting to take all the time in National Park and Pokeathlon. Go into the Safari Zone. So, throughout the journey in Kanto, we've been getting spam called by Boba a ton. Hi, I've been waiting for you. I have an epiphany, a new attraction. I've decided to call it Object Arrangement. This is going to be fun. You can place objects on the field as you play in the Safari Zone. Not only that, but the types of Pokemon you will see change depending on the types of objects you place. Isn't it amazing? I will call you on the Pokegear if something else pops up. I will explain object arrangement. No. We already know. It's self-explanatory. So, there are a ton of new Pokemon through this method. I'll show off what object arrangement does real quick. I want to make sure... Okay, I know what I want. So we want the plains. Also, yes, there is a giant checklist up there. I will explain things in a minute, because this is pretty complicated. I believe this is what I want. Plains field, yes. And I want to go to the Safari Zone. Oh, roam the wide open Safari Zone. Is it going to make me save? Okay, no. Good. I couldn't remember if it made me save or not. I didn't really want to save. So, to really demonstrate what this does, I'm just going to show what it can do. For one, if you press A anywhere that's not a grass tile or anywhere not open, you can place an object. And there are a ton of objects. Why can I not place a fountain? Okay, this gets very complicated. And I mean very complicated. Shoot, how do I... Cannot place on... Oh. Is there water in the plains? I might have screwed up with this. Give me a minute to see what I need to do here. Okay, I think... Okay, I can do these two. Okay, that's what I was trying to work on. This gets really annoying. So, for one, there are a lot of guides that tell you how to get certain Pokemon. What I'm going to demonstrate is getting a Pokemon that we can't get in this region at all. So, some items are referred to as different types of items. For example, puddles are referred to as, water. Placed a puddle. And more specifically, I want to place about 12 puddles. We have 29 to our disposal, well, 30 in total. So we can place these however and whenever we wish. So, yeah, like I said, I'm going to leave it more to look it up for yourself to know which things you need, because there's a lot of different items. There's plains, forests, water, there's other, which don't do anything. It's really strange. It's kind of cool, I guess. And this brings on another reason why I never chose to actually put encounter cards in the Safari Zone. There are a slew of Pokemon that show up from this method. So how many is this now? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so I need 4 more. So, yeah, there are a ton of Pokemon. Along with that, some items have different amounts that go towards a cost. I'll explain more of that later, but just know that certain items will count more towards something. Alright, so that's 4, 5, or was it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I need one more. Okay, I'll put one over here. It doesn't really matter where you place these, just as long as you have them. After 12 of these, I'm going to run around in the grass. I am giving this one more attempt because I swear this works. This game just hates me for some reason. Okay. What I was trying to do is that with these objects, certain amounts of them and of certain typings, for example, all of these are water. I realized that I was an idiot and I read the thing wrong on therapy. They will add up to a certain amount that will spawn certain Pokemon. That's not one of them. That's just a Smeargle randomly. I'm not used to seeing Smeargle. I'm gonna try this one more time. If it doesn't happen, then I'll try the desert. If that doesn't happen, then I'll try nothing, I guess. I'll just explain more things. This is being really... Okay, when I did my test playthrough of this showed up almost instantly. I don't know if I'm doing anything wrong. I don't think I am. Because for the desert, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, do I only have 9 in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I was supposed to have 12, or no, okay, I was supposed to have 8 in here, and I added an extra 1. So, please just show up. Okay, this is really proving me wrong, huh? So, these objects do a ton of things, and the way these work is that depending on the level and amount of an item, certain Pokemon will show up. Leveling up items is annoying as all hell. It is completely based on time. For example, leaving these objects here, a peak object for 30 days will upgrade it to count as 2 peak objects instead of 1. Yes, an entire month. Along with this, you can only place 30 items in each of the 6 areas, making it even more restrictive. Through this method, there are a massive amount of Pokemon from Gen 3 and 4 that show up through this method. Due to how complicated it is and how basically impossible a lot of these Pokemon are going to be, example being freaking Riolu. You want to know what you have to get do to get a Riolu? Riolu will only show up after 70 days once its required items are placed. So even if you have the items, you have to wait basically over 2 months for this guy to show up in the area. And as you can see here, I am getting horribly unlucky with the thing I'm trying to get. What I was going to show is you can get a Lotad by placing 12 water objects in the plains biome or 8 objects in the desert. For whatever reason, it is just not showing up. This is 12, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that is 12. And it just refuses to show up for me. But yeah, if you place 12 water objects in the plains biome, you should be able to find Lotads. I am just getting extremely unlucky. There's not even encounter rates, by the way. That's another reason why I didn't do encounter cards in these areas. There's no encounter rates for these guys. So, if you are, for some ungodly reason, going for every single Pokemon in the Safari Zone, including all of the object-based ones, refer to a Cerebi guide that is very helpful. It is way too complicated, and there's just no reason to ever do this. So, I tried my best. This is how it's supposed to work. It just never occurred. So, I apologize. I'm going to try one last time. I'm really stubborn. Yeah, no. Not getting lucky at all. Alright. To highlight some Pokemon you can get through this method, Lotad's one of them, Gible is another, Riolu, Manectric, I believe Vibrava as well. You can get some crazy stuff out of this, so there is that. Did I have to, place objects for you? No, I don't need you to explain that. So there you go. I spent about 10 minutes just running in the grass trying to find a stupid Lotad just for it to never pop up. Anyways, another thing to go and talk about, it's talking more about encounters and stuff as well, but I do want to take care of this now because there's going to be something I'm going to talk about next episode that I want to save for next episode. So, does it really matter where I go here? You know what, we can have the Safari Zone area, or the background music for this to talk about this. So, talking more about Pokemon from Hoenn and Sinnoh, on the Thursdays and Wednesdays, I believe, Wednesdays and Thursdays, you will have a channel in the Pokegear called Pokemon March, which I don't think we can ever get. What is this? Today's Monday, you know what that means, right? It's time to wake up your Pokemon with a March. I think it's this channel. So this channel, I believe, yeah, that is just random stuff. I guess we'll have it with this theme. So, on Wednesdays, the Hoenn sound will play on this channel. Simply turn on that station and go to certain areas to find certain Pokemon from Hoenn. Since these sounds are also obscure and the locations of these guys are really obscure, I'm not giving bios to any of these, but I will mention what Pokemon can pop up in different routes. So, here are the Pokemon that are obtainable under the Hoenn sounds and their locations. Zigzagoon in Sprout, Bell, or Burnt Tower. Linoon in many routes, namely 6, 9, and 10, or in the ruins of Alph or Mount Silver. Whismur as the same spots as Linoon, Route 6, 9, 10, Ruins of Alpha, Mount Silver. Makuhita, basically in any cave. Plusle and Minun in many routes, namely 1, 2, 3, and 4, or in National Park. Numel in Ilex and Viridian Forest. Spoink is in the same locations. Spinda is in the same locations as Zigzagoon, so Sprout Bell or Burnt Tower. And Absol is in basically any cave. On Thursdays, the Sinnoh sound will start to play, and below you will find Metatite in Sprout Bell or Burnt Tower, Bidoof in many routes, namely 6, 9, 10, or in the Ruins of Alpha or Mount Silver, Shinx in many routes, namely 1, 2, 3, and 4, or National Park, Budu in Ilex or Viridian Forest, Bleasel in the same places as Bidoof, Route 6, 9, 10, Ruins of Alpha or Mount Silver, Chingling in basically any cave, same thing with Bronzor, Chatot is found in the same places as Metatite, so Sprout Bell or Burnt Tower, and Carnivine in Ilex and Viridian Forest. This also brings up another set of Pokemon that you can get specifically with Headbutt trees. Throughout the region, and I'll put some examples on screen here, there are some very specific trees that will give you very specific Pokemon. So, for example, you can get Wurmple in basically any trees in Route 1, 2, or 3, Seedot in Viridian Forest, Shroomish in Viridian Forest, and Combee in any routes 5, 6, and 7. Those can show up in more general areas. For more specific ones, like the ones I have on screen before, those Pokemon are tailored to Tailo, Slackoth, Starly, Burmy, and Cherubi. Those are extremely specific. I don't think they require sounds at all, but there is that. With all of that done, there is one last area that we haven't explored at all. I'll meet you in Olivine. There's a place we have never been to. If we look at our map, I guess we're having the march music again. Route 40 yields the Battle Frontier. A place we're going to be talking about next time. So, next time on Pokemon SoulSilver, we're checking out the Battle Frontier and probably doing nothing because I suck at competitive battling. So, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.